Yet another great night of basketball tonight with the Detroit Pistons visiting the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. It was electrifying from the start. The crowd was into it. You couldn't stop the fans from yelling defense and go New York go. But let me tell you, Detroit Pistons snapped a 15-game playoff losing streak, their first postseason win since 2008 by defeating the New York Knicks at MSG. Cade Cunningham led the Pistons with 33 points and 12 rebounds, while Dennis Schroeder, he showed up for them off the bench, scoring 20 points, including a pivotal three-pointer with 55 seconds remaining. Now, let me tell you, give it up to the Detroit Pistons. They came in with a game plan. Series like these are all about adjustments, right? When you have 7 games. And let me tell you, the Knicks got out-coached in this game. Tibbs did not make any of the adjustments that he had to make versus the Pistons. The Pistons started Tobias Harris. They sat Beasley. They stuck with Schroeder down the line. Schroeder off the bench with 20 points. Let me tell you, it was instrumental. The way they did Brunson was very unique. They changed it up a little bit more. So not only did they put Thompson on him, but then you had Tobias Harris switching off when Thompson wasn't on him. 2 big, long, athletic guys, Dean Brunson, that's only 6'2", 6'1", if he's 6'2", if he's lucky, versus these guys that are Tobias, who's 6'8", and also Thompson, who registers around 6'6". So these 2 guys were there. Cade Cunningham, let me tell you, the thing that Thibodeau didn't do, he didn't go to his bench. Every time Cunningham was in there, he would put OG on him. OG did not have the legs in his game. He looked tired. He did not shoot well all night. His first 2 or 3 shot attempts, especially from 3, were short. So you can tell he just didn't have his legs under him. And late in the game, they would just run out. The Knicks did make it competitive down the stretch. Brunson hitting very pivotal threes and coming down the stretch, doing very, very well. But it was just not enough. The Knicks did not lead at all during this game, outside of maybe the first 2 or 3 minutes. The Pistons dominated. Cat, it was just not there. Duran is having his way with him. And let me tell you, Duran's a big dude and playing very physical. But the only thing I will say about the Knicks, Jalen Brunson scored 36 points. The team struggled with a 7-minute scoring drought in the third quarter, where they were out-rebounded in this game 48-34. Now, controversy here with the officiating. The officiating was not good. The Knicks did not attempt a free throw until the final 2 minutes of the first half. So out of the 19 attempts throughout the night, 2 were in the first half, and 17 were later on in between the late in the third, going into the fourth quarter. That's when the Knicks started getting calls. But let me tell you, the officiating is questionable here. It was not even, and I feel like they were trying to keep Detroit in the game, because if they called this fairly, the same fouls on one end versus the other end, this game I think would have been more of a blowout, because neither team shot well from 3. They both were very physical. The Knicks showed up later on in the game, but again, the Knicks are notorious for slow starts. So this game was just another example of another slow start for the Knicks. They didn't get physical until the second half. I mean, Carmelo Anthony was on TV, and I know many people were watching, and even he was saying the Knicks need to get more aggressive and need to get in there. I mean, this game was packed full of stars. I mean, they should have put Patrick Ewing in there, because he was sitting there. Bernard King could have stepped in and probably played more physical than these guys were doing tonight. The Knicks need to get a handle on this. They're 1-1. They got a couple more games. They're heading to Detroit now for 2 games. They need to get there. And let me tell you, Detroit at home will play even more physical, and their bench is going to play even better. Tibbs needs to make adjustments. They cannot just ride his starters from start to finish. I don't know what Precious Achiuwa did to him. Did he say something about his mother? Did he not buy him a coffee? Did he not pay for dinner? But Precious, being in a doghouse in this time of year, where last year in the playoffs, he did very, very well. Came off the bench, and it was Joel Embiid in that first round, did a marvelous job. So yes, they need to switch up, because this OG Anunoby on just Cade Cunningham does not work, because once he is switched off, Cunningham starts to cook. And let me tell you, OG looked tired and was overplaying the ball consistently, getting burnt to the basket by Cunningham. Not denying what he's about, because Cunningham is super talented and did very, very well. We'll see them now in Game 3 in Detroit as all this shifts over there for that action. The other game of the night was the Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Now that series is also tied 1-1. Clippers 105 over the Nuggets 102. Kawhi Leonard, I don't know how to say Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard delivered a stellar performance, scoring 39 points of 15 and 19 shooting. That's almost perfect. They led the Clippers to a 105-102 victory over the Nugs. Even in the first round series, now, this is not because of Nikola Jokić. Jokić showed up, recorded a triple-double, this one official for the Nuggets, with 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, but he did commit 7 of the team's 20 turnovers. This was a very, very, very hard-fought game. It was a tightly contested, with Leonard's clutch basket in the final minute sealing the win for the Clippers. The series now has moved to Los Angeles. Now, this situation in Denver is very similar to the Knicks, but Denver doesn't actually have much to go to. And Portis Jr. was not there for most of the game. Jamal Murray was in and out, was not consistent. The only person consistent was Jokić. And Jokić can only sit but so many minutes and they come back in. But Zubac was doing a pretty decent job of holding him down. But down the stretch, everybody showed up and everyone was playing very, very tough defense, very aggressive. Leonard showed out in the final. He hit a 3. Powell came down and hit another 3. And then Leonard one-on-one on Aaron Gordon, went to work and did a nice two-pointer to put him ahead. And let me tell you, the Nuggets had several attempts in the final minute to win this game. They did stand up defensively a couple of times on the Clippers. They went down the floor twice. And in both instances, no one could do it because they were going for a 3. And the Clippers defended 3 very, very well down the stretch. I don't know what's going to happen to the Nugs, because right now the Nuggets are a team that just doesn't have the bench to really support Jokić. Portis Jr. needs to play a good game from start to finish. He did hit a 3 late in that fourth quarter to really get the Nuggets tied up and keep them in the game. Jokić also did that, but Murray needs to be there and be more consistent throughout the game. And someone needs to step up outside of Aaron Gordon and play defense. Kawhi is an amazing player, but they don't seem to have an answer for Leonard. And that's a big problem, because you can't let Leonard be that efficient game to game and expect to win against those Clippers, because those Clippers do play tough D. They foul a lot. They're very aggressive, very similar to what Detroit's doing to the Knicks. But let me tell you, the Nuggets do have a chance to win this in the long run if they can get more support off their bench, because Russell Westbrook was the only scoring off the bench. He did hit a couple of 3s down the road, in that fourth quarter to help the Nuggets also. But Game 3, this series also now shifts from Denver to Los Angeles, where the Nuggets are going to face the wall there in LA. With that said, this has been the NBA recap for this great Monday night of NBA basketball. Let's see what the Knicks are going to do, okay? Because I think that everyone's going to be talking about this officiating, and let's see if that really changes going down the line, how they officiate this Knicks Pistons games moving forward. With that said, I'm Jose Candelario. This is the Jose Candelario Show. Thank you very much. Click the like, then subscribe, and do all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you can stay in tune with the next posting. With that said, until next time, take care of yourself.